Good morning, guys. Oh, there we go. All right, now that we are aligned, good morning and happy Monday, everyone. I hope that everyone had a good weekend with some sunshine and a lot of love in our hearts, faith, hope. And for today's practice, we're actually going to start lying down on our mats. So we're going to actually start from the ground all the way up to standing, and we're going to gradually make our way back down again. So for today's class, so if you've missed any announcements from last week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we will be doing a slow flow vinyasa. So it's a little bit different from the weeks prior. So slow flow, we take things significantly slower in our vinyasas. We take our time to open up our bodies and to do a little bit of warm-up exercises and to cool down. So we take our practice and we slow it down significantly so that we can really get into our bodies, get into our breath, and create a sense of harmony within, preparing us for the rest of the day and for the rest of the week. So if you have any sort of tension within your body, or if you're just looking to take a moment to yourself and take the moment to sense all the sensations within your body and listen to what your body is asking for you moment by moment, this is always highly encouraged in all of our practices. So if any point during any of the classes, your body is asking you to move into a different position, move out of something that we're doing, move into something either less sensational or vigorous, or even more so, or, step it up a notch. I always encourage everyone to really focus on the sensations within their body and get in tune with their own intuition and move in the way that their body is actually asking them to move. So take these poses that you hear, leading up and graduating throughout the entire class as suggestions, as our bodies are always going to be our first and foremost teacher, our most important teachers. So let's get ourselves ready for our practice today. Coming to the ground, making sure that the spine is resting comfortably on the ground. So, little quick tip here for today. So sometimes we might feel a little bit of discomfort lying flat on the ground like this with our legs extended. I know definitely for myself, this actually creates a little bit of a curvature in my spine, which can sometimes bring a little bit of discomfort. So for today's practice, if you do have any discomfort within the lower spine, or for any other practice going forward, you can actually relieve the lower spine and rest it down to the ground by simply bending your knees and taking them and stepping your feet slightly wider than hip width distance apart. So automatically you'll notice the spine start to flatten down onto the ground. And then instead of holding your legs up here and having any sort of muscle engagement, you're just going to collapse the knees in and allow all of the muscles here to soften. From here, you can take your left hand onto your belly and your right hand over your chest. Beginning to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, allowing yourself to take some deeper breaths. Taking your time to fill up the lungs on each inhalation. And allowing yourself to take a very big, deep sigh on your exhalation. You can make any sound that you want as you exhale. And from here, we're going to do a little bit of a body scan, making sure that every single muscle throughout the entire framework of the body is fully relaxed, surrendering to gravity, melting into the earth. Let's start by bringing our awareness down to the base of the feet, resting on the ground, allowing the feet to sink heavily into your mat, relaxing all of the muscles from the base of the feet and the tops of the feet as well. Relaxing the ankles, the calves, the shins, the knees, the inner and outer thighs, the glutes, the hips. Allowing the base of the spine to sink into the ground. And then gradually guiding your awareness up the entire length of the back body. Noticing all of the points of contact onto your mat. Noticing the space in between the shoulder blades resting on the ground. Noticing the back of the neck long. The front of the neck is soft and open. The facial muscles relax, the bottom jaw slowly relaxes away from the top jaw as the tongue becomes slack at the back of the throat. The cheeks are unengaged and soft. The eyelids are heavy as the eyes sink to the back of the head. The eyebrows fall away from each other, relaxing the forehead. And the scalp begins to feel heavy, draping to the ground. And from here, as you begin to notice all of the subtler sensations throughout the body, let's bring our awareness to the hands resting on the body. The heat that permeates through the center of the palms and the lengths of the fingers, in through the chest and the navel. Begin to intentionally inhale the warmth that permeates from the hands all the way into the body. Exhaling the warmth throughout the entire framework, spreading that warmth from the hands throughout every single cell of your entire being. And finding your intention for today's practice. Keeping your hands exactly where they are. We're going to start today's practice with a low hum on our exhalation. Let's do 3 full breaths on each exhalation, creating a deep hum and sending that sound throughout our entire framework, keeping our lips sealed and making the sound of M. Let's seal our intention with today's practice with 3 sounds of M on our exhalation, beginning now. Inhaling. At the base of the last exhalation, let's take the hands together and rub them vigorously together, creating heat through friction. Once your hands get toasty and warm, cupping the hands over the eyes, inhaling the warmth of their touch. And then as you exhale, releasing the hands back towards the earth, opening up the eyes. Beautiful. And then we're going to start today's practice. So if your knees are not bent, you can go ahead and bend them now. And then we're going to step our feet as wide as the mat. And then we're going to begin to swish the knees from side to side. From here, we're going to take the arms either into T or cactus. And as you swish the knees from side to side, you have full control here of how fast you want to move. So you can move as fast or as slow as you'd like to. You may even choose to pause on one side to descend the inner knee closer towards your mat, bringing further sensations throughout that hip. Take your time here to notice the sensations throughout the body as you take the knees from side to side. Notice which area of the body, or areas rather, of the body, this movement here begins to release and awaken. By paying very mindful attention to the sensations within the body. Can you begin to synchronize your breath with your movement, descending the knees off to either side on your exhalation, and then taking your inhalation to guide the knees back through center. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. From here, we're going to guide the knees into the chest. We're going to take the hands over the knees. On your exhalation, you guide the knees deep into the chest, curling the spine. And as you begin to inhale, we're going to sweep the knees wide, making big circular motions, guiding the knees away from each other. Continue to draw large circles with the knees, bringing a little bit of mobility in here through the hips. Synchronizing your breath with your movement on each float. Inhaling the knees into the chest, exhaling the knees wide. Let's take 2 more rotations in this direction, and then we're going to switch directions. Excellent. All right, switching directions. For 3, 2, and 1. All right, so from here, we're going to start to bring a little bit of awareness in through the navel and the back body. So we're going to be coming in and out of bridge. Let's take the feet down to the ground at a relatively close distance towards the sit bones. Now, please keep in mind that the distance between the sit bones and the heels are always going to vary between all of our bodies. We all have different shapes, right? So taking your heels right to the sit bones might not be beneficial for someone's body. Maybe taking your feet a little bit further away might give you a little bit more height into your bridge. So it's always important to play with the distance of your feet. It's actually important to play with every single pose when it comes to yoga, and find which is the most suitable version of each pose for your body specifically. Let's take our hands alongside the body. We're going to make sure that the feet are hip-width distance apart, fully planted. From here, as you inhale, begin to press to the feet, shifting the knees towards the front of your mat, lifting the hips up nice and high.
From here, you're going to draw the inner thighs towards each other, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up a little bit higher, and see if you can shift your chest towards your chin. From here, if you'd like to, you can bend at the elbows and take the palms of the hands towards each other and just see how high you can get here into your bridge position. Upon your exhalation, you're going to slowly release on your exhalation the entire length of the spine all the way down towards your mat. And then from here, we're going to lift the legs into reverse table. So the legs are still at a 90-degree angle. The calves are parallel towards the ground. As you inhale, you're going to drive that navel down to your mat, and then you're going to inhale, reach forward, taking your gaze right in between your thighs here. Keeping that navel fiercely pulled into the ground, and you're going to slide it up in through the ribs. At the base of your inhalation, we're going to exhale, descend our limbs back to the earth. You may choose to take a different distance here for your heels to your sit bones, coming back into your bridge. So that was one round. We'll do two more. Inhale, bridge. Press the knees towards the front. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. Squeeze through the glutes for 4. Lift the chest up a little bit higher. 3. You can check your height if you'd like here. See if you gained or lost a little bit of height, and then you can start to shift the feet on your next one. 2 and 1. Exhale. Roll that spine all the way back down to your mat. Nice and slowly. Lifting the feet off your mat. Inhale, reverse table, reaching forward. Activate that navel for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. Limbs come back down to the earth. You may choose to readjust your feet once again. Inhale, bridge. 4, holding a breath, scooping the belly in, squeezing the glutes. 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, roll that spine all the way back down. Inhale, feet lift, reverse table, reach forward. Pull that navel down into the earth, sliding it up in through the ribs for 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. So when you come back and you exhale, you're going to cross the shins. You're going to take a hold of the front of the feet, and then we're going to roll up 3 times. On the last turn, when we roll up, we're going to roll up into a seated position, then we're going to move from there. All right, let's take our 3 rolls. 1, 2, and 3. Coming all the way up, we're going to uncross the legs. Instead of doing cat-cow like we usually do in tabletop position, we're going to do cat-cow right here, and then we're going to transfer right up into standing and start off with our sun salutations. Before doing that, let's release that spine. So we're going to take our hands right behind the thighs here, a gentle suggestive touch. So we're not going to actually grab here and use any of our arm strength for now. So just a suggestive touch here. We're going to, on each inhalation, slide the shoulders back, open the heart, lift the chest up towards the sky, take your gaze up as well. So from here, on your exhalation, on your inhalation rather, we're going to go into cow. So here you have a back extension. And then you're going to tuck the tailbone under, pull the navel back, curl the spine all the way back into a C shape, tucking the chin into your chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to curl into cat pose. Pull that navel all the way back. If you want here in your exhalation, you can start to release the hands away from the thighs, just to make sure that all of our energy is coming from the core of the body. Inhale to lift. Open up your chest, gaze up. Exhale, tuck the navel in, curl the spine back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift.
Exhale back.
Beautiful. Inhale back to center. We're going to cross the legs, and then we're going to rise up into a standing position. Beautiful. Uncross the legs, coming towards the top of your mat. From here, we're going to inhale, reach to the crown of the head, slide the shoulders away from the ears. On your exhalation, you're going to tuck the chin into the chest. You're going to allow the arms to be nice and loose like cooked noodles, and you're going to roll the spine all the way down. Pull the navel in. Beautiful. The base of your exhalation at the end range of your motion here, and we're going to add a little bit of a twist for our spines. We're going to slide the left hand over the right ankle. We're going to open up that right leg. As you inhale, you're going to reach up to the sky with the right arm. Your gaze may choose to follow. And then as you exhale, you're going to sweep that right hand all the way over towards the left. The right knee bends, left leg straightens. Inhale, reaching up to the sky through the left hand. And then exhale to switch. So we're going to continue with this motion, twisting from side to side. Synchronize your breath with your movement. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to twist. For 5. Moving as slowly or as quickly as you'd like to. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale all the way back to center. Now we're going to go through flat back. So there's 2 ways that you can go into your flat back. You can either come up onto the fingertips here, reach to the crown of the head, shift your shoulders away from the ears. If you feel like this position here still keeps your back in flexion, so flexion means when your spine is curled, you can shift your palms over onto your shins and then lift up into your flat back here, reaching through the crown of your head, shifting the shoulders away from the ears, and maintaining a nice long spine lengthening. So we're going to go in and out of our flat back 3 times. Exhale, forward fold. On each forward fold, you may choose to bend the knees as much as you'd like in order to lengthen the spine over the legs. Inhale, flat back, Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Sit one more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Pressing the feet. As you inhale to rise, trace the sun on the way up. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samastitihi. All right, inhale, trace the sun all the way up. Exhale to forward fold. You're going to hinge from the hips, lead with the heart, sweep the arms wide, diving forward. Inhale, flat back. On your exhalation, you may choose to bend the knees as much as you'd like here in order to plant your hands firmly on the ground. Fingers are wide. You can either stop, step, walk, or hop back into your plank. Sliding the shoulders over the wrists, pulling the navel towards the spine, flattening the spine, reaching through the crown of your head. On your exhalation, you're slowly going to lower all the way down. Untucking the toes, inhale, upward facing dog, reaching through the crown of the head, lifting your heart off the mat, pressing to the heels of the palms, tops of the feet, On your exhalation, you're going to shift the sit bones all the way back into space, flip the feet under into downward facing dog. So for anyone who's never done Vinyasa before, from plank to downward facing dog, which we just did, is actually called Vinyasa. So we take Vinyasa when we switch sides, when we take a flow through one side. We take Vinyasa or child's pose, which I'll instruct shortly, before switching the sides that we're practicing with. All right, so we're going to do 2 more of these. Let's take one more breath. Beautiful. Bending the knees, bring the navel to the spine, gaze, which is called your drishti, towards the front of your mat. Inhale to hop or step to the front, flat back, lift and lengthen. Exhale to forward fold. So we're going to add something once we rise. Inhale, trace the sun, rise all the way up. We're going to exhale into cactus pose. So here as we inhale, the fingertips are facing upwards. We're going to flip the palms forward. As you exhale, you're going to take your elbows wide, and then you're going to shift your heart up towards the sky and your gaze. Then we're going to inhale, lift all the way back up again. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do that. We're going to keep that addition for the next 2 sun salutations. Inhale, tracing the sun. Exhale, pivot from the hips, lead with the heart, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Uttasana. Exhale, step or hop back, plank. Lowering down as slowly as you can. Inhale, upward facing dog, reaching through the crown of the head, lifting your heart. Exhale, shift the sit bones back, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 deep breaths here before going on to the last sun salutation A. Fingers are wide, pressing through the heels of the palms, the lengths of the fingers, guiding the shoulders away from the ears, lifting the sit bones up nice and high, descending the heels of the feet closer to the ground. Last breath. Bending the knees, navel to spine, gaze to the front. Inhale, hop or step towards the front of your mat into your flat back. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, trace the sun. Hastasana. Flip the palms forward, exhale, cactus. Open up the heart to the sky. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, tracing the sun, Hastasana. Exhale, pivot from the hips, lead with the heart, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Uttasana. Exhale, plank. Lowering down from plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, reaching the crown to the sky, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, shifting the sit bones back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Last 3 breaths here. So, at any point in time, when I instruct to take Vinyasa, you always have the option to go into child's pose. So we're going to visit child's pose here for one full breath. Let's take the knees down towards the ground, untuck the toes, slide the sit bones all the way back over the heels, taking the forehead down to the ground, child's pose. And then from here in child's pose, you have two options with the arms. You can either keep them forward or you can shift them back alongside the legs. One breath. Excellent. Inhale, tabletop position. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, send the heels back. Beautiful. All right, so from here, we're just going to continue on with the rest of our practice. Inhale, right leg all the way up towards the sky. On your exhalation, you're going to bend the knee and guide the knee towards the nose. We're going to bend the spine a little bit here, lifting the spine up towards the sky. On the next inhalation, you're going to step your right foot forward. As you exhale, descending the left knee, untucking the left toes. On your inhalation, draw the inner thighs towards each other. Then we're going to trace the sun with fingertips, reaching up to the sky, lifting the crown of the head. Then we're going to exhale, hands through heart center here, keeping your gaze forward. Slide the shoulders back, reach to the crown of the head. Inner thighs drawing towards each other. Navel to spine. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, the hands are going to come all the way back down to the ground, and we're going to slide the sit bones back to straighten that right leg, folding over your leg. Inhale to flat back. We're going to take our gaze forward, reach through the crown of the head. So the gaze is just past the top of your mat here, but it's still down to the ground. Scoop the navel in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take a slightly deeper forward fold. Last breath. And then we're going to move back and forth 3 times. Inhale, bending the right knee. We're going to keep the fingertips down to the ground. We're going to lift the crown of the head and open up the chest. And then we're going to exhale, sit bones back into space. Straightening out that right leg, folding over. Inhale to sweep forward. Exhale, sit bones back. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, sit bones back. That was the last one, and then we're going to flow through Vinyasa. Or you can take child's pose. Inhale, sweep forward. We're going to tuck the left toes under, send the left heel back, plant the hands firmly on the ground, step the right foot back, plank, and we're going to go through Vinyasa here together, lowering down from plank. As you exhale, inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll take one breath here to transfer over towards the left side. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, curling the spine. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Exhale, descending the right knee, untucking the right toes. Inhale, draw the inner thighs towards each other. Lift the gaze, lift the heart, lift the arms, circle the, trace the sun with the fingertips here. Exhale, hands through heart center into prayer position right in front of the chest. Beautiful. Slide the shoulders back. Keep the chest nice and open. Keep the navel pulled back into the spine. Inner thighs draw in fiercely towards each other. Feel that nice strengthening through the legs, inner and outer hips, thighs. For 3, 2,
And one. Inhale, sweep up to touch the sky. Exhale, hands come back down to the ground. And we're going to slide the sit bones all the way back, straightening out that left leg, folding over. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach the crown of the head, just like we did on the other side. Scoop the belly in. Exhale, take a deeper forward fold for 3 breaths. Last breath. Inhale, sweep forward. We're going to flow through Vinyasa, or you can hang out in Child's Pose if you like. Tuck the right toes under, send the right heel back, plant the hands firmly on the ground, step the left foot back plank, flow through Vinyasa, lowering down from plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 3 breaths here in downward facing dog or Child's Pose. Beautiful. Last breath. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step the right foot forward. And then here, as we exhale, we're going to pivot the back foot so that the edge of the foot is in line with the short edge of the mat. From here, you're going to notice that there's going to be heel to heel alignment. You're going to make sure that that right knee is tracking right over the ankle. We're going to pull the navel back towards the spine, and then we're going to inhale, windmill the arms all the way up. Crown reaches towards the sky. You're going to start to push the feet away from each other. Reach to the opposite sides of the room through the fingertips. Navel to spine. You're going to slide the shoulders over the hips. Push the feet away from each other into Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana 2. Nice steady gaze here past the right fingertips. We're going to move through 2 different positions here. So from Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, we're going to go into Exalted Warrior to open up the right side of the body. And then we're going to open up the back side of the right leg into Trikonasana, triangle posture. So let's take 1 full breath here in Virabhadrasana 2. Beautiful. We're going to flip that right palm up towards the sky. On your exhalation, you're going to sweep that left arm all the way back, taking the hand towards the right hip. As you exhale, as you inhale, you're going to trace the right fingertips up to the sky. On your exhalation, you're going to trace the fingertips slightly back. Gaze is up towards the sun now. Let's take 1 more breath. Inhale, Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, sliding the arms back, parallel to the earth. Inhale, straighten out that right leg. On your exhalation, you're going to shift the right fingertips past the right toe. Make sure that those hips are nice and square to the long edges of the side of the mat. Then from here, we're going to pivot from the hips, and we're going to fold here over towards the right side.
The back of the right hand is going to come towards the inner part of the right leg, stacking the shoulders, and you're going to reach up to the sky through the left fingertips. From here, you can choose to take your gaze, which is your drishti, up towards your left thumb, if that's available for your neck today. If that brings any discomfort in the neck, you can shift your gaze back down to the ground. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other, push the feet away from each other. Navel to spine, one more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, windmill the arms up. On your exhalation, you're going to bend that right knee. You're going to pivot the back foot. You're going to windmill the arms all the way back down towards the ground. Step the right foot back plank, flowing through Vinyasa or Child's Pose. All right, let's all meet in downward facing dog and take one full breath here. At the base of the exhalation, inhale, left leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Beautiful. Exhale, pivot the back foot in line with the short edge of the mat. Navel to spine, push the feet away from each other. Inhale, windmill the arms up, warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Pushing the feet away from each other. Navel to spine, shift the shoulders over the hips. Reach to the crown of the head. And then reach to the front and to the back of the room through the fingertips. Nice and long. For 4, 3, 2. We're going to come into Exalted Warrior. And 1. Flip the left palm up, sweep the right arm back. Inhale, trace the left fingertips across the sky. Exhale to shift them all the way back. Noticing a lengthening throughout the left side of the body. One more breath. Inhale, sweep the arms back parallel to the earth. We're going to straighten out that left leg. Exhale, slide the left fingertips past the left toes, pivot from the hip to fold over. Beautiful. The outer left hand presses into the inner left leg, reaching up to the sky. Hips are parallel towards the long side of the mat as you reach up to the sky through the right fingertips. The drishti is up towards the right thumb or back down to your mat. For 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Inhale, windmill the arms all the way back up. Take the gaze forward, bend the left knee. As you exhale to pivot the arms all the way down, the right foot's going to pivot back towards the front of the mat. Beautiful. Toes pivot, hands land back down to the earth. Step the left foot back, plank, flowing through Vinyasa or coming back into Child's Pose. And once we arrive in Child's Pose or Downward Facing Dog, let's take 3 deep breaths here. Last breath. If you're in child's pose, coming back up into downward facing dog to take the last breath. Excellent. All right, so from here, so we started to strengthen the legs and get into the hips. Now we're going to start to activate, we're going to use the legs as well to activate the lower spine, and then we're also going to get into the shoulders and the chest. In through chair pose, Utkatasana. All right, so let's bend the knees, bring the navel to the spine, shift our gaze forward. We're going to inhale, hop, or step towards the front of your mat, flat back, lift and lengthen, reach to the crown. And then exhale to soften the knees into your forward fold here. Beautiful. So you're going to bend your knees greatly here and shift your sit bones all the way back into space. From here, you're going to make sure that most of your weight is pressing down through the base of the heels in order to protect the knees here. Open up your toes nice and wide. Shift the sit bones all the way back, navel to spine. As you inhale, you're going to sweep the fingertips across the earth, all the way up towards the sky, sliding the arms alongside the shoulders. If this ever brings any discomfort throughout the shoulders, you may shorten your lever here by shifting your hands over to your shoulders or guiding your hands in front of your chest in Anjali Mudra. From here, you can make sure to see if you can still see your toes. If not, slide the sit bones even further back, taking a slightly deeper seat. Keep your eyes shifting forward here. And then you're going to start to push the outer feet away from each other. So when you actually start to push your heels and your ankles away from each other, you're going to start to notice a stronger activation through the outer hips and the glutes and the lumbar spine. So we're going to do this one more time. Next one, we're going to add the arms into here. Let's take one more breath in our Utkatasana chair pose. From here, we're going to take a hold of the elbows. We're going to exhale, forward fold as you straighten out your legs. On your inhalation to flat back, you may choose to guide your arms alongside the ears, keeping a hold of your elbows. Inhale, flat back. Bring a little bit of strength into your lower spine, and then exhale to soften the knees gently here, micro bend as you forward fold. Take one more breath into your forward fold. Bend your knees greatly, shift your sit bones all the way back into space. From here, we're going to sweep our arms wide behind the back body to interlace the fingers. Beautiful. From here, we're going to take our full seat, take the sit bones all the way back. We're going to press the arms all the way back into space. And as you press your hands back, you're going to notice that your chest begins to open up as the shoulders slide back. As you inhale, you're going to lift your heart and peel your belly off your thighs, keeping those hands lifting away from the earth for 4, 3, 2, and 1. On your exhalation, soften the elbows and come all the way back into your forward fold. Release the hands back to the earth. Inhale, flat back, Uttasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. We're going to flow through one more Vinyasa. Exhale, plank. Lowering down from plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Excellent. All right, so from here, we're going to gradually make our way into a seated position. So you can either take your favorite way to come down into a seated position, or you can cross the feet right in between the hands in order to take the sit bones down to the earth. So if you choose to do so, let's bend our knees, take the gaze towards the space in between the hands, step the right foot towards the left hand, step the left foot towards the right, crossing the shins, taking the sit bones down to the earth. Beautiful. Then we're going to uncross the legs and stretch the legs out forward. So from here, you're going to make sure that the feet are fully flexed and activated. You're going to press through the heels of the feet, tuck the toes in towards you. From here, we're actually going to make a little bit of an adjustment here. So for a lot of us, including myself most days, it's when you come into this staff pose called Dandasana, the hips actually start to shift back a little bit and the base of the spine tends to round, which actually can bring some sort of discomfort in through some of our bodies. So for our forward folds or for Dandasana, either or, we want our hips to actually shift forward and keep the spine as nice and long and straight as possible. So in order to actually shift those hips forward, there's a couple of options that you have here. You can either rotate the inner thighs out. So this is actually one of the quickest things to do. You can take the hands in through the thighs and rotate the thighs all the way outwards. So automatically you're going to notice that your sit bones are going to be a little bit wider and the pelvic tilt is slightly over towards the front of the room. If the spine is still curled, you may choose to fold your mat enough. I have to fold my mat a little bit more than that. Fold your mat enough so that you can sit just at the edge of your fold here, and then this will actually start to tip your pelvis forward as well. So once you adjust yourself here with a nice healthy spine, we're going to inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. Make sure that your feet are nicely flexed, toes are tucked towards you, press through the heels, scoop the belly in. On your exhale, you're going to come into your forward fold. We're going to take 2 breaths here in the forward fold. On each exhalation, we're going to lengthen the spine over the legs, and then we're going to readjust ourselves. Let's take 1 more breath. Excellent. Keeping your hands wherever they are. They can either be on the ground next to your legs, at your feet, on your legs. Doesn't matter, whichever way is the most comfortable for you today. You're going to take your gaze towards your toes. And then you're going to inhale, pull your heart forward, lengthen your spine, reach through the crown. Exhale, scoop the belly in. Take an even deeper forward fold for another 2 breaths. Excellent. As you inhale, slowly lift your spine back to center. If you've folded your mat to lift up your sit bones, you can lengthen your mat all the way back. And from here, we're going to bend the knees, plant the feet. We're going to take our hands right behind the thighs, just like we did in the beginning of the class. We're going to inhale, slide the shoulders back, open up your chest towards the sun. On your exhalation, we're going to come all the way down to the ground. So let's tuck that tailbone under, pull the navel back, curl the spine all the way down to this ground. Beautiful. Tuck the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug here. And you can start to roll from side to side, massaging the spine. So if you actually shift your knees away from you a little bit as you tip yourself from side to side, you can actually start to massage the tops of your glutes if you want to. Whew, I have a squeaky floor. Sorry about that. All right. So from here, we're just going to finish off releasing the lower spine, the hips, and the abdominal muscles by doing exactly what we did at the very beginning of the class, the very first thing. So when we were swishing our knees from side to side. You can take your arms into either T or cactus. Step your feet as wide as the mat. Shift your knees from side to side. Forward 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Let's slide the legs all the way forward. Guide the arms alongside the body. And take the most suitable position for your body to rest here, remembering that you may choose to bend your knees or keep all of your limbs flat on the ground. Always checking in with the body first before resting into a pose or maintaining a pose. Witnessing all the sensations throughout the body. Taking a final deep breath here, and on your exhalation, surrendering the full weight of the body to gravity.
Taking a big, deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Hugging the knees into the chest, extending the right arm all the way back, and then slowly rolling over towards the right side of the body, planting the left hand on the ground right in front of the chest. And upon your next inhalation, pressing through the base of the left hand to rise back into a seated position, to close today's practice together with the sound of Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi, which means peace, peace, peace. Taking a comfortable seat, guiding the hands together in Anjali Mudra, placing the links of the thumbs over the sternum, connecting to the rhythm of the heart's beat, and remembering your intention for today's practice. So we're going to actually close today's practice with 3 sounds of Om. On the first sound of Om, sending the vibrations throughout every single cell of your entire being, sending love, abundance, light, and well-being throughout every single cell of your entire body. On the second Om, sending these vibrations of love, light, and abundance to every single person that you hold close to your heart. And then the last and final Om, you may choose to send your vibration to anyone, including yourself, or maybe even the entire planet or the cosmos. Let's begin now. Inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May every single cell of your entire being be filled with love, light, abundance, bliss, freedom, and optimal health. May all beings be happy, be happy, be happy. Namaste. I hope you guys have a wonderful start of your week. Have a fantastic Monday with all of the vigor, all of the light, and all of the love. May every single one of your wishes come true. May your hopes and desires flourish into abundance. And may all beings be happy. Namaste.